So the Trojans go with the same starting lineup they dispersed Saturday in their romp of a win, 100-74 over St. Francis, where they shot the lights out for the entire game. Anton Webb, Jackson Lewis, Jackson Olam, and Caden Furman. Those are the normal folks you've seen a ton throughout the year. Isaiah Day, the freshman out of Middletown, Ohio, makes a second consecutive start. And the Trojans look to avenge a November loss to tonight's club, Mount Vernon Nazarene. Both teams, it's a big one. They're both tied for 8th place in the Crossroads League standings, but they're just a game back, both teams are, of the three-way tie for 5th, as this is the second game of the second round of Crossroads League play. Bailey Conrad will jump against Anton Webb, and the Trojans. Webb wins the opening tip, and Taylor has the first possession. Milton Gage comes all the way to the backcourt for TU to defend Taylor's Jackson Lewis. The Trojans in the home white jerseys and shorts, purple numbers, purple letters with a gray trim. Left corner three, Jackson Olam, and he bangs it in off the opening rip. Olam was fantastic from three-point range with over 20 points in the win Saturday, just off of Caden Furman's game-high 30. Driving on the other end and going right to the rim is Carter Pline for MVNU, went right at the freshman, Isaiah Day. Full court press for the navy blue jerseys and shorted MVNU Cougars with the baby blue numbers and letters. Taylor from left to right here in the first half. Again, they lead 3-2. Thanks to the Olam left corner three. Lewis handoff, almost got the full song off the handoff from Webb. He gives it back to him on the baseline left. Man-to-man look for MVNU, pitching around. Day tries a right side circle three, and he canned it. Isaiah Day made multiple threes Saturday at St. Francis, and the Trojan lead is 4. Back-to-back triple tries from the home team. Conrad to the free throw line, far side. Gage measures a three, and he knocked it in from the right edge. The Trojans dared him to shoot it. He took the dare and made him pay. Gage 35% from downtown. Good-looking stroke there from the elder statesman out of Trotwood, Ohio. Back to within one comes MVNU. They trail 6-5, and 90 seconds into a high-octane first couple of minutes. Two of the longest tenured head coaches in the Crossroads League locking horns tonight. Taylor head coach Josh Anderson in his 11th year as Furman misses a three badly from the right side up and over the rim, but able to be rebounded by his teammate Webb. Three from straight away from Lewis doesn't go, and another offensive board for Webb, this time in the far corner. Taylor with a 1-point lead. Olam bluffs a three, pulls up from about 15 feet. Cash and one for Jackson Olam. Jared Ronay in his 10th season leading MVNU. And the foul goes on Trent Koenig, his first, and the first against MVNU. Gage Pline, Cade Rutsager, and Bailey Conrad are the starting five tonight for MVNU. Olam completes a three-point play, and so far he has outscored MVNU by himself. He's got 6, and the Trojans lead 9-5. Conrad got away, tried to play bully ball with the Trojans going to the smaller lineup here with Furman. Lobbing it in, Pline up and over Day, who swats his shot away right at the summit. Nicely done by the youngster Day, who now takes the ball, angling from the far sideline to the near. It's Webb out guarding Rugseger, and that's why the Trojans have had to go with Furman, the smaller man on Pline. Furman has it here between the circles to Olam, then quickly around to the right side. Day, who takes the handoff from Webb, goes back to his right, tries to turn the corner, fumbled with the ball, and early help came, flings it far side, rising for a three, Furman, and he drains it over Gage from the perimeter left. Furman picking up where he left off on Saturday, and the Trojans lead by 7, 12-5. Taylor's made 4 of their first 6 shots, sounding eerily similar to their dominating performance Saturday in Fort Wayne. Pline starts the spin to the near side. Rugseger as Webb switches on him on the screen. Near side Gage made a 3 from the right side. The sidewinder doesn't make one from the left side, as that had a lot of side-to-side rotation from the left side perimeter for 0 in blue. Taylor riding the 7-point advantage. 3-point shots falling in a bevy as Lewis got into Gage's body, turns around, hangs. Shot might have been blocked by Gage as he was able to re-engage and get the block. Near side to Pline as MVNU gallops. Catch and shoot 3. Left side down the hatch for Trent Koenig. Second three of the night for MVNU. They're 2 of 3 from three-point range. Furman double team to the backcourt, near corner, gives off to Lewis with 5 seconds to get it across the timeline. He lobs it up to Webb, who goes up to get it out to the open Jackson Olam, and he misses that one short, as that one would have brought the place to the standing room only once again. 4-point hole for MVNU with the ball. Koning, this is T. Koning, dancing on the perimeter left. Into Pline, Day defends him in his second straight start of his freshman year. Far side, 3 on the way, Koning spins off no good, and Webb gets his 4th rebound of the first 4 minutes. Taylor head coach Josh Andrews in a fine checkerboard shirt tonight. Tells his offense to slow things down just over 4 minutes into the first. Taylor's led the entire way. They currently lead by 4. A parking lot 3 from Olam from way outside is right down the middle. 9 first half points for Jackson Olam, and the Trojan lead is 7. 3 on the way, good, and a foul. It was Rugsager, the leading scorer for Mount Vernon Nazarene, with a straight-on 3 ball. But a defensive foul against Anton Webb as he pushed his way through a double screen up top. First bucket of the night for Rugsager. It's the 3rd made 3 for MVNU, as 3 fresh bodies come on for the visitors. They are Grant Burkholder, Carter Jones, and Bo Ludwig. So it just leaves Rugsager and T. Koning, the starters out there for MVNU. Get the foul on Webb, his first, team's first. And it looks like they'll say that the ball was already in the air. So the shot clock will go to 20. It won't be a shooting foul for MVNU. But they're down by 4, 15-11, here with 4.5 minutes into the first half. Near side of the bench to the bench man Burkholder. Taylor switching every screen tonight. Far side of the floor, Ludwig. Lefty bounce, about to T. Koning, attacks, dances, snapping it back to his left hand. Long 3, Burkholder no good from the near side. And rebound number 5 is the property of Anton Webb of Taylor here in the first half. Taylor leading 15-11 after the made 3 from Rugsager. Screen and roll Webb, bullying it left side. Furman measures a left wing 3, no good, as he fell down, might have gotten clipped after he let the shot go. Here comes MVNU the other way, trailing by 4. Jones tries his hand at a 3. It's off the back of the iron. Olam taps it twice. He couldn't gather it in as Rugsager soared in for the MVNU miss. 4-point hole for the Cougars. They've trailed by as many as 8. Nice cut and a better pass from Carter Jones to Bo Ludwig. MVNU to within a deuce, down 15-13, 14:30 remaining in the first. Lewis floating to Olam, perimeter left. Man-to-man look for MVNU. Day measuring a right corner 3, and that one's perfect. Second triple for Isaiah Day. He's 2 of 2 from downtown, and the Trojan lead is back up to 5. Almost 6 minutes gone. Now Lewis with the steal. 2-on-1 with Rugsager defending. Lewis goes off to Webb. Head fake. Jones goes flying by. And 1 coming for Anton Webb. A steal from Lewis. A 2-on-1 with Rugsager. And we thought he was going to lob it up to Webb and let him tear the rim off. Instead, Webb with an opportunity at an old school 3-point play. Taylor leading by 7 with 14:07 remaining in the first half here on the Trojan Sports Network, presented by UBS.
94-98, and it was a very transformational time for me and my wife. That went to Taylor as well. And for us, Taylor, I kind of look at Taylor as a place you go, not to go get a job after 4 years, but it really is like a 40-year preparation of your life. And I tell my Taylor stories all the time, to the point where my employees are probably sick of it. I kind of look at the basketball team and I look at Josh and I think he's the right guy, and I like to support the right guy. I think the core of what they have is really good. Josh has been developing men, and I think that's really important at a school like a Taylor, to think of it as winning basketball games and competing at a high level, but also developing people so that they can go on to the world and make things happen. I look at the student experience at Taylor right now. It's as high as it's ever been. It's off the charts. And so when I think about prospective kids and the kids that we have, I look at it and say, you can't beat a good program with a really good school.
The Montage Financial Group at UBS is the official sponsor of Taylor University men's basketball.
If you get sick, you can trust that we will take care of you. As a Magnet-designated healthcare system, our expert team will create a personalized plan to get you back on your feet. Marion Health. Great care from great people.
And one free throw right down the hatch for Anton Webb, and Taylor's lead is a game-high tying of 8 at 21-13. With Grant Burkholder running the show here for MVNU. Off to Rucksager, now to the far sideline, and T. Koenig. Back in off the bench is Conrad, one of the starters for MVNU. Rucksager, their top scorer at 19 a game, defended by Webb. Near side, long three from Burkholder. Skips off the near side, and another one-handed rebound for Anton Webb. How about 6 caroms for the reclassified junior here in the first half? The 5 starters remain on the floor for Taylor. Everyone scored except Jackson Lewis. Webb had a 3-point play last time down. Bully ball, Rucksager spins to the paint, and he takes it right to the rack. 10-point lead for the Trojans as they continue to shoot the ball beautifully. 8 for 13 of the Trojans to start out of the gate. Kick out to the wing. Driving left side is Bo Ludwig. Day cuts him out, and right down the lane again goes Grant Burkholder. Second time we've seen MVNU run that play with Burkholder dashing down the middle of the painted area. 7 minutes into the first half. It's an 8-point deficit here for MVNU. Taylor with the ball from left to right and white. Furman double team to the backcourt, lobs it to the far sideline, and Day. Baseline left is Webb. One-hand pitch, Day bluffs the three. Try to step back high left side. Picks up his bounce with 14 to shoot. Lewis defended tightly by Burkholder. Around the Webb screen, right side. Anton straight away. They let him take the three, and he hit it. He hit it from up top. 8 first half points for Webb, and the Trojan lead is back to double digits. A game-high 11 as Webb has scored the Trojans' last 6. 12:28 and ticking here in the opening half. Off for a three. Burkholder left side. Nope, off the left side rim. Going out of bounds and into row number 1 and back to Taylor. Burkholder 0 of 3 from downtown. The Trojans summon Grant Niehaus and Caleb Hodson off the bench. They replace Day and Furman. Gage back out there for MVNU along with Carter Pline. They join Ludwig, Rucksager, and Bailey Conrad. Again, full court press for Mount Vernon Nazarene. They've done this since the opening tip. Olam with light pressure from Ludwig. Stops as he walks across the center jump circle, does Olam. To Hodson, who missed 3 straight games with both upper and lower body injuries. Hands off to Lewis, turns the corner, blow by drive. He finds Olam in the corner. He'll bluff and pull in from 15, and Jackson Olam is scorching hot. A 4 of 5 start for the sophomore guard. He's got a game-high 11, and Taylor pushing the lead up to 13. Conrad got his miss, got it back in and put it in from the right side, up and over Caleb Hodson. Again, full court press here by MVNU. Olam runs away on the near side from Ludwig. Couldn't get the 2-on-1 with Hodson, so Olam backs out on the right edge. Lewis on the left side as the Trojans in white attack the rim to our left, and Lewis snakes one in from the left side. All 5 starters have scored for Taylor, and their lead is back to 13 as up and down we go as Lewis steals on the far sideline. Gage back. Lewis doesn't care. He runs right into him, got bumped, and that's foul number 1 on 0, Milton Gage. Lewis putting together one of his best first halves of his career. Has been a pest on the defensive end against MVNU. Webb exits for the first time, so does Olam. Furman and Wes Hunt on for Taylor. Burkholder out for Mount Vernon Nazarene. With Carter Jones back in, quick catch and shoot from 8 feet as Furman drained it from the left baseline before he got planted by Rucksager. Taylor leading by 15, picking up right where they left off offensively, shooting 60% from the floor on Saturday. They're at 70% here as Gage turns, hits a 3, and turns around and either looks at Jackson Lewis, who was there to defend him, or the Taylor students filling up row number 1. Gage 2 of 3 from three-point distance brings MVNU to within 12. So we dip below 11 minutes to go here in the first half. The Trojans shooting 71% from the floor. They made 12 of 17 shots, and they're 6 of 10 from 3. They shot the nets off at USF on Saturday. They're doing it here at home. Lewis right wing 3, short off the near side rim. Rucksager bangs with Niehaus, and MVNU comes the other way. Gage to the middle of the floor, pitching back to Rucksager. Chased off the line by Furman, out to Gage, bluffs a 3, fakes it, goes right to the rim. He snaked it through 2 men, couldn't get there. Jones is put back, didn't go. Hodson blocked it, and now he tries to fight for it, and Gage pokes it free. Gage got into Hunt's body, looked for a foul that didn't come because he jumped into Hunt's body. Hodson and Hunt protecting the rim to our left like fiends. Furman almost fumbled it away, able to get it off to Hodson, defended by Rucksager, and Rucksager got him with an armbar. Foul number 1 on MVNU's top point man, 4th on the visitors from Ohio. Olam returns for Taylor. He replaces Lewis. Ludwig and Rucksager check out for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Jack Cahoon on for the first time, along with T. Koenig. Olam inside the right side arc, picked to the bounce, and now goes baseline Hunt. Quick back out to Olam, and right before he could bounce it back in, and the Taylor fans not happy with it. They thought Olam had dished the ball away as he went up for a pump fake. They thought he got rid of the ball before his foot came back down to the earth. But that falls on deaf ears. Referee tonight's Jordan Love, not the quarterback in Green Bay. Umpires Cameron Fichter and Kevin Smith. Just past the halfway point of half number 1. Taylor's led the entire way. They currently lead by 12. Mount Vernon Nazarene with the ball in navy blue, and a cheap foul there by Niehaus as he was trying to cut the man off on the baseline. That was Trent Koenig, and as Grant tried to get the ball away, he came down on the forearms of the MVNU guard. Brings us to a media timeout with 9:47 left to go here in the first half. Taylor leads by 12 over Mount Vernon Nazarene, 32-20, and a matchup of 2 teams that are a game back of the three-way tie for 5th place in the Crossroads League. This is Taylor men's basketball on the Trojan Sports Network, presented by UBS.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Nine minutes, 47 seconds left to go here in the first half. Taylor picking up right where they left off on Saturday at St. Francis, where they shot 66% from the field, including 73% in the second half. Taylor shooting 67% here, and they lead by 12. MVNU with the ball on a baseline inbounds to Jones. Hand off to Koenig. Olam passes him up, thought there would be help there. He comes and retreats and able to deflect the ball off of Jones's hand as Koenig tried to go from the right block to the left. MVNU looks for a deflection that doesn't come as Keg Rucksager returns for the visitors, replacing Cahoon. 32-20, the Taylor lead. Their lead has been as big as 15. Olam on the baseline to our left in the backcourt. Tight quarters to Hunt with the full court press deployed here by Mount Vernon Nazarene. T. Koenig defends Olam in the backcourt. He glides to the left side, dribbles out of a half-court trap. He finds Hodson up top, who dribbles from straight away off to the red-hot Olam, who's got a game-high 11. Wanted to wrap it down to Hodson and does. Inside the left side arc, 6'10 Hodson, bulling to Jones. That's a block against Carter Jones. Second on the reserve big man, the 6'4 junior, giving up 6 inches to the former Central Michigan Chippewa. The folks in the dark blue and the light blue don't like it. And Jones had to be careful. He went right down to the deck, and because he got called for the defensive foul, there was a chance, as Bailey Conrad comes in to get Jones, that he could have been called for a flop. Baseline inbounds for Olam. Wanted Hunt, couldn't get it to him, goes left corner to Furman. Furman attacks right hand, couldn't let a mid-range jump shot go. And Olam deals it into Hodson, big spin move. Bully ball goes in. Gage comes in, blocks the shot from behind, but it'll all be for naught as Pline picks up the foul before Milton Gage's spectacular block. That's a 5'11 man that's got springs underneath his Adidas sneakers. 6th one on MVNU sends Hodson to the line for a pair. Caleb at 67% in his first year at TU. Wearing the protective mask. They're getting hit in the face against Spring Arbor back at the beginning of January. MVNU change with Burkholder returning. Second one for Hodson. Trying to make it a 13-point Taylor lead. And he does. Free throw off the back of the rim as Webb comes in to get Hodson. So it's Webb, Niehaus, Furman, Hunt, and Olam. MVNU counters with Conrad, Pline, Trent Koenig, Cade Rugsager, and Grant Burkholder. Burkholder, who has the ball right now on the right side, is their only non-starter. Near side, Rugsager. Webb fights to a screen. Rugsager goes up, and his shot is deleted by Anton Webb. Miss hauled in by Niehaus. He wants to go all 94 feet, throws it up. No good. Webb tried to go in and dunk the miss. Rugsager out and running. He thinks about going wall to wall. Floats near side to Pline as Hunt comes to defend. He dribbled it off of his foot. Slapped back in by Furman, but gathered in by Pline. MVNU regroups. To the top in Conrad as MVNU tries to get some points out of this up and down play. Pline up and over Hunt with a fall away J. Nope. Grazed the rim, and as Webb was ready to gather it in, he fumbled it and dribbled it out of bounds. That would have been Anton's 7th rebound of the night as Pline checks out. But Webb with a huge rejection on Rugsager. He's one of the top flight scorers and players in the Crossroads League. Senior out of Dover, Ohio. Hand off to Burkholder, near side after he dealt it in on the baseline. Far side, Rugsager right there on the catch as Webb. Rugsager goes in, got into Webb's body and got in and laid it in for 2. 5 for Rugsager. Good job by Webb to not pick up his second foul. Lobbing it is Olam to Hunt. He thought about taking it all the way. Up and over from the mid-post right. No. Webb with the offensive rebound, knocked out of his hands and picked up off the floor by Ludwig. MVNU gallops in navy blue from right to left, trailing by 11. A parking lot three from Rugsager's off the back of the rim. Burkholder has it knocked away. He stepped out of bounds, no call, as Niehaus taps it in to the scores table across from us. Hunt checks out for Taylor, with Lewis coming back in for the Trojans. Gage returns for MVNU. He takes the spot that was occupied by Trent Koenig. 7:56 remaining in an exciting first half. Taylor still shooting 60% from the floor. They've made 12 of their first 20 shots. MVNU is 9 of 22 from the field. Weave action up top for MVNU. There in the navy blue, shooting on the goal to our left. Hand off to Rugsager, switch to Furman, back left side, bluffing a three. Ludwig, Webb guards him. Ludwig reaps and got through there. Ripping it down was Webb, lost it and got the miss back. A wonderful offensive effort from Ludwig, who split 2 defenders. Lewis shot out of a cannon, floating back to Olam, bluffs a long 3 as Gage comes out to defend. And now Taylor sets up in the half-court set. Lewis from the right edge, dribbles up top. Low pass to Furman at the shoot tops. Rugsager guards him. Webb baseline, open Olam, left wing extra pass. Furman, foot was on the line for a long 2. Off the heel, and it's taken in by Ludwig of MVNU. 7 to play in the first half. Ludwig drives, stops, up top, wide open is Burkholder, and his 3 is missed badly. Off the right side of the rim, didn't even hit the rim, it hit nothing but glass. 0 for 4 is Burkholder from 3, and the lead remains 11 for Taylor with the ball on the far sideline in the possession of Jackson Lewis. Double high middle screen, set him free to the right side, turns the corner, jump stop. Rugsager defending, height mismatch in favor of Rugsager. Taylor reverses and lobs it in the left side arc to Webb. He's defended by Conrad. Slow crab back down, got to the elbow. Tight quarter pass to Niehaus, punching it out to Olam, right side with 3 to shoot. He'll fire a 3 and it was straight on and missed it long. From our vantage point, it looked like I was going to go down, but Olam had it a whisker too long. Burkholder shimmies and shakes and drives, and Niehaus blocked it from behind on a spectacular move from Burkholder. Olam up the perimeter left, with Taylor still leading by 11, as both teams have hit a cold spell here offensively. Webb drives baseline, Rugsager. Gage comes to help, doesn't matter, because Webb overpowered them both. 10 for Anton Webb, and the Trojans take a 30-second timeout to talk about it as their lead is back up to a baker's dozen with 6:10 remaining here in the first half.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
That basket from Webb gives him 10 on a perfect 4 of 4 shooting here in the first half. That stopped a cold spell for the Trojans. They had been without a field goal for some time. But the good news for them is that MVNU's offense is converting just 38% of their shots in the first half. Cougars with the ball, trailing by 13 with 6 minutes and change remaining in the first half. Far sideline to Trent Koenig, who came in during the timeout. Rucksager got away from Furman, angles through 2 defenders, missed it, but that's because he got fouled on the forearm. Good job by Rucksager to get it and spin away from the defending Furman of the Trojans. It goes on Jackson Olam, his first, and number 3 against Taylor here in the opening half. Rucksager, good free throw shooter at 73%. Team leader with 19 points per game. Has been just an efficient scorer ever since he got to Mount Vernon, Ohio. He makes the first, he's got 1 more to come. MVNU has not led all night. The closest they got was cutting the deficit to 6-5 after watching Taylor jump out to a 6-2 lead. Rucksager cans both. It's back to an 11-point hole here for MVNU as they again turn on the full court press against Taylor. It has not given Taylor any fits tonight as Lewis operates in the backcourt with 5 seconds to get it across. He does. A late half-court trap cannot be deployed properly as Olam tries to take Rucksager to the rack. He cuts him off. Hodson. Jones defends, who came in off the bench during the stoppage. Hodson, handoff to Furman, switch to Jones, top of the key. Right edge Day, who came in for Taylor, down into Hodson, had a smaller defender behind him, and then he's all over him, and it's a reach and foul against Bo Ludwig, that smaller defender. A couple of switches in this athletic group for Mount Vernon Nazarene as Pline was ready to come in, but it's the 7th one against MVNU, so Pline will have to wait for the 1-and-1 coming here for Hodson. First on Ludwig. They will let Pline check in now before the free throw. But these switches have been giving Taylor the bigs a couple of fits with some of their bigger guys, still a good foot speed to make life difficult for those like Furman and Lewis and Olam. Front end hit from Hodson. He's got 1 more. Again, coming back from both the upper body and lower body injury, wearing the all-black mask for the 2nd game in a row. Got hurt the lower body injury as Hodson makes the 2nd. He's made 3 free throws in a row. That's where all 3 of his points have come from, and Taylor leads by 13, 37-24 with 5.5 to go in the first half. But had the face injury against Spring Arbor early January, the lower body injury a couple of games later. So those 3 games came at a good time during the midweek break between the first and second halves of league play. 3-point shot off the left side of the rim, no good for MVNU's Bo Ludwig. Rebounded by Jackson Lewis as he skips and jives his way to the front court. Taylor and White from left to right. They lead by 13. They've led by as many as 15. They have not trailed once tonight. We've got 5 minutes remaining before intermission. Shorter defender Pline, spin Hodson. Pline recovers, spinning back. Right hand hook short from Hodson, and Pline cleans up the miss. Pline, the 6'5 senior guard, to the trailing Gage to the far side, Rucksager. Lefty bounce, pitching out to Pline. On the left side high, back to Koenig. Starting 5 out there for MVNU, makes it Ludwig the only non-starter. Almost lost it out of bounds, then does, as it's deflected off of Ludwig's hands as he slipped through his mitts. Fumble to the end of the bench of Taylor, and back to the Trojans it goes with Webb returning, replacing Lewis. And the timeout here for Mount Vernon Nazarene and their 10th-year head coach, Jared Ronay. He and Taylor head coach Josh Andrews got to know each other very well when they were both high school coaches back in Ohio. Another matchup between 2 of the longest tenured head coaches in the Crossroads League. Taylor leads by 13. Less than 5 to go here in the first half.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Taylor still shooting the ball beautifully. At one point, they made 70% of their first handful of shots. They've cooled down to a still balmy 54%. They're 6 of 12 from 3. MVNU on the other side just 9 of 25 from the floor. As Taylor continues to shoot the ball wonderfully after shooting over almost 70% for the game Saturday at St. Francis. Olam, Day, Furman, Hodson, and Webb out of the MVNU full timeout. The Trojans break the backcourt pressure like they have the entire night, and they set up with 4.5 to go here in the first. Tight quarters passing Webb to Hodson. Out for a Furman three. That's drained off the feed from Anton Webb. Furman had 30 on Saturday. He's got 8 here in the first half on his second three ball, and the Trojans have a game-high lead of 16. 40-24 with 4 and change to play before recess. T. Koenig bluffs the three, tried to wedge his way between 2 Taylor defenders, and he got stopped. Gage, a straightaway three ball. No, off the front rim. He's gone 2 of 4 from distance, has Milton Gage. Less than 4 to go in the first half. Double team near side Olam. Tries to spin away and does. Finds help in Webb at the free throw line. Day down low, turns around and lays it in with no one there defending. And another timeout for MVNU. It's a 30-second stoppage as the Trojans have busted it open to an 18-point advantage with 3:44 left to play before intermission here on the Trojan Sports Network, presented by UBS.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
$18-point Taylor lead, 2 in double figures for the Trojans. Olam with 11, Webb with 10, also has 8 boards. 2 other guys with 8, Furman and Day, as Day's layup just made MVNU take their second time out of the half. Hodson defending the fleet-footed Rugsager, got in the paint, triple team, low pass to Gage. He attacks from the free throw at the free throw line and stops, cut off by Olam. Far sideline to T. Koenig, into Pline with 10 to shoot. 3:20 to go in the first half. Gage standing wide open. He wants it. Double team there. They fling it near side. Almost overthrew him. Gage attacks with 3, with 2, with 1. No good off the front rim. Good defense by Olam. Rebounded by Webb. He's a rebound away from the double-double in the first half. Taylor leading by 18. Olam tried to make it 21, but his 3 was no good. Webb couldn't get the rebound away as it scooped up off the floor by MVNU and their man Bailey Conrad. Rugsager tried to cut off to the left side. Webb there to stop him with 2:55 and counting in the first. Tight quarters and an off-ball foul goes against MVNU as Webb got tangled up in the wash of those wearing the navy blue of Mount Vernon Nazarene. That goes against Carter Pline, his second, and the 8th one against the visitors with 2:51 left to play in the first half. So Pline has to exit for the Cougars as Bo Ludwig comes in to get him. And you'd wonder, with MVNU shooting just 33%, when they might stop the full court press and try to get their legs back a little bit, as Taylor's been able to break the full court pressure with ease the whole night. Baseline right, Hodson, back to Day, open right side circle 3, off the back of the rim, no. Trying to get it to it was Hodson, he could not. That's the first miss from the floor tonight for Day. Conrad rolls up the floor, far side Rugsager knifes it through 2 different defenders. His reverse layup didn't go as Hodson there to clean up the miss for Taylor. Olam out to the far sideline. Rugsager now 2 of 4 from the floor, their top scorer. Olam attacks and prods and jumps and stops and shoots and banks and scores from the left block. A baker's dozen for number 13, and the Trojan lead is 20. 44-24 with 2:05 remaining before half. Another spectacular half shooting. Rucksager right side three. Nope. Back of the rim, and Day slaps the rebound down with one hand. Olam flings it to the front court. Furman wide open for a right wing three. He lets her go, and he hit it right over Bailey Conrad. The 8th made three of the first half for the Trojans, and they lead by 23 points over MVNU. 98 seconds left as everything falling for the Trojans in the first half. Screen and roll. Conrad snuck away from Webb, and Rucksager found him on the pick and roll. Nicely executed by the big man Conrad. 6'7" senior, back in his home state. Fleet of foot is the large man wearing 32 in light blue numbers and a navy blue uniform. $1:15 to go in the first half. Gage all over Olam on the right side. He wraps his right arm around him to give him a hug with no foul call. Smaller man Koenig. Webb hooked him with a right hand. That's 2 on Webb. That's a tough one for Webb to take. He went right there, and before even making initial contact, he wrapped the arm and then got into Koenig. Devin Dreyer, 6'7" freshman out of Dayton, Ohio, comes in off the MVNU bench to replace Conrad. First time we've seen Dreyer tonight. Niehaus in for Taylor as he replaces Olam, who continues to try to talk some life into his teammates there and trying to keep their energy up as he and Webb exit, with Lewis back on the floor for Taylor. A minute left to go. It's a 21-point hole for MVNU. Rucksager defended by Furman on the left side. Rucksager trying to take him down to the block. He's cut off for the time being. Tucks down low past the Gage. He rose up over 2 defenders. He has another one not go. Tapped out to Rucksager, got into Lewis's body and floats it in with a right hand. That's another point-blank shot that Gage has missed tonight. And the Trojan lead down to 19 with 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Niehaus double team, low pass to Lewis, snatched away by Koenig. First time the backcourt pressure has worked tonight as Gage gives off to Koenig left side, and he drains a three. That's a 5-0 swing here for MVNU. Backcourt pressure again. Shot clock goes dark with 20 seconds remaining before break. 16-point Taylor lead. It was once north of 20. Lewis double teamed off the Day at the volleyball line with 10 to go before the break. Day to Lewis with 8 to play. Left side high, Furman with 6 and 5. Furman defended by Koenig with 3. Rising for a contested off-balance 3. It was halfway down and out. Hodson throws it up. It went in, but they wave it off as Hodson upset. We go to the break. A key 5-0 run for MVNU gets their deficit below 20 as we go to the locker room break. Taylor leading by 16, 47-31 after one half against Mount Vernon Nazarene. We're back with the BSN Sports Halftime Report next here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Last year, Rick, we shot this video from the newly renovated weight room, which has been a huge blessing to all 16 of our programs, to all 450 of our student athletes. And this year, I'm really excited and proud to be here in Stillman Fieldhouse, which houses our football team, our lacrosse team. It is a practice space for our softball and baseball team. So another great design, another great facility for our athletes to be able to enjoy and to develop their skills. Year 5 of Day of Giving is it's really exciting as we talk about some of these big things that have happened. New turf on the different facilities, and new buildings, renovated weight room, renovated Stillman, renovated out there at Odell. These have been big major things that have impacted so many of our athletes, but equally exciting are the contributions made through the Day of Giving to our individual programs, and to be able to see how our alumni and parents and friends of the program have done things that directly impact the program, that directly impacts them. We had one person reach out this year and say, I want to give money for your athletic department, for Natalie and I to look at and say, who needs like a team retreat? Who needs a leadership opportunity, maybe through a coaching change or just something that team needs? So we have the ability to help multiple teams now to be able to do that over the next few years. So we've had people be incredibly creative. We just want these gifts. We want this day to be things that directly impact our programs, which allows them to directly impact their student athletes, which is the reason we're all here, which is the reason our athletic department exists, and ultimately the reason Taylor University exists, is to help these students develop and turn into the people that we all believe they can be.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Back inside Odell Arena, this is the BSN Sports Halftime Report. At the break, it's the Trojans of Taylor leading the Cougars of Mount Vernon Nazarene 47-31. We wondered if Taylor would continue their red-hot shooting from Saturday at St. Francis, where they shot almost 70% for the game. They were 58% in the first half that afternoon. Tonight, they are 55% here against Mount Vernon Nazarene. The Trojans were at one point at 70% from the floor. They were 17 of 31 overall, 8 of 17 for three. That's 47%, folks. And they were 5 of 6 from the line. On the other side, MVNU, before they got that quick 5-0 run to end the half, they were in the bottom part of the 30 percentile of shooting from the field. They finished at 35%, 12 of 34 overall, just 5 of 16 from three, and they were 2 of 2 from the line. Top scorers for the Trojans in that first half, they had 3 in double figures, led by Jackson Olam's 13 points. Olam came out and made 2 of his first 3 threes. He finished 2 of 5 from beyond the arc, 5 of 8 from the floor and a free throw. 11 for Caden Furman. He was 3 of 6 from downtown and 4 of 8 overall. And 10 for Anton Webb, who didn't miss a single shot of his 4 in the first half, including in that bunch a 3-point shot. 8 points for Isaiah Day in his second straight start, and 2 points for Jackson Lewis, 3 for Caleb Hodson, all from the free throw line. Grant Niehaus and Wes Hunt played in the first half, but did not score. On the other side for MVNU, they did not have a single player in double figures. They did have Cade Rucksager, who played all 20 minutes. He led them with 9 points on 3 of 6 from the floor. 6 apiece for Trent Koenig and Milton Gage, both on 3-point attempts. Koenig was 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. That was all of his shots in the first half. Gage had a bunch of opportunities near the rim in the opening 20 minutes to try to get MVNU even closer, but he was 2 of 4 from 3. He was 0 of 4 inside the arc. 2 points for Carter Pline in a starting role and 4 points for Bailey Conrad. Grant Burkholder had all 4 bench points for Mount Vernon Nazarene in the first half on 2 wonderful backdoor drives down the middle of the lane. No points for Bo Ludwig, Cahoon, Jones, or Dreyer, as they went a combined 0 of 5 between the 4 of them. The Trojans had a narrow lead on the glass, 19-17, even though MVNU did have an edge on the offensive glass at 6-3. They outscored Taylor 6-3 in second chance points. The Trojans' leading rebounder in the first half was Webb with 9. Leading rebounder for MVNU was Rucksager, who had 4. Taylor assisted on 11 of their 17 first half baskets, 5 by Jackson Lewis, 7 on 12 hoops for Mount Vernon Nazarene, 2 by Carter Pline. Taylor had 2 steals, both belonging to Lewis. 1 swipe for MVNU in the first half. That was the property of Trent Koenig. 3 blocks for Taylor, 1 from Webb, 1 from Day, 1 from Niehaus. No blocks for MVNU. And the turnovers were minimal in the opening 20 minutes as well. Taylor gave it away 3 times, 9-5 for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Points off the turnover narrowly went to Taylor at 9-5. Other numbers to note, points in the paint even at 12 aside. Bench points slightly goes to Mount Vernon Nazarene. They edge the Taylor reserves 4-3. Taylor never trailed. We were never tied in the first half, and the Taylor lead was as big as 23 back in that first half after a three-point shot, made it 47-24. That does it for the BSN Sports Halftime Report. When we come back, it'll be time for the second half here from Odell Arena. At the break, it's Taylor 47, Mount Vernon Nazarene 31 here on the Trojan Sports Network, presented by UBS.
Life to the full for me looks like approaching every conversation as if it is for the kingdom and to the glory of God.
Life to the full to me means being present where your 2 feet are at.
When I think of life to the full, I think of joy, especially the Taylor body, the Taylor community, what Taylor has to offer.
The way we're equipping students to live life to the full is that we're helping them have a global humility.
There are so many things at Taylor that are preparing me to live life to the full. I love doing research and engaging in projects within my major, computer science, so I could go from programming 1 minute to doing a Bollywood dance and performing as part of Mosaic Night the next.
We have a lot of opportunity here to help students and to equip them to live life full now and well beyond their years at Taylor, and part of that is the intentionality we have with developing relationships with one another.
I'm experiencing life to the full at Taylor through the different opportunities that Taylor allows us to learn about different cultures, people, and places.
I love that we get to do chapel together 3 times a week. Nobody takes attendance. Nobody tells me I have to be there, but I get to be there.
I think I see that in sports, on the football field, in the throwing ring, in classes, and also in student leadership positions.
I experience life to the full at chapel because I get to play in a chapel band, and I get to sit up there and play piano and glorify God with one of my gifts.
The community gives me a sense of life to the full in that I get to see students go through their 4 years here, develop as intellectuals and scholars, be prepared for their vocations, and go out into the world and influence the world for Christ.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, Rob Sisson, and Adam Sieglin, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
If you get sick, you can trust that we will take care of you. As a Magnet designated healthcare system, our expert team will create a personalized plan to get you back on your feet. Marion Health, great care from great people.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Second half about to get underway here from Odell Arena. Mount Vernon Nazarene starts with the ball. They have their starting five on the floor. Carter Pline, Cade Rucksager, Milton Gage, Trent Koenig, and Bailey Conrad. They're in the navy blue jerseys and shorts with the light blue numbers and letters. And they trail by 16, and they go from left to right here in the second half. We'll set the Taylor lineup when they get the ball here. Rucksager on a handoff, screen and roll, deflected. Back to the screener, that was Conrad. Throws it into the paint, Pline lost it, got it back, trying to overpower Day, and Day smacks his shot away, then takes the ball away on the baseline. Second block of the night for Day as the Trojans run from right to left with their starters. Jackson Lewis, Jackson Olam, Caden Furman, Anton Webb, and Isaiah Day. Webb, perimeter right inside the arc, turns and faces the basket. Beautiful spin and a lefty finish. It just doesn't go. It's tapped out of bounds off of Webb's hands. A wonderful pirouette from Webb as he went right at Conrad with ill will intended for the rim. Both teams come up empty on their opening possession of half number 2. It remains a 16-point MVNU hole. They've trailed by as many as 23. Rucksager, handoff 3, front rim short. Webb snatches it in traffic. He's got the double-double with his 10th rebound. Webb has surpassed 10-plus games with at least 10 rebounds this year. He's been fantastic. Furman, Rugsager, fall away for Furman from the baseline left, doesn't go. And there's a lid on both rims here to start the second half. A minute in, Rugsager drives on Furman, spins the paint. Webb comes in, and that's a cheap foul for Webb to take as he came in and got Rugsager on the forearm. That's the third on Anton Webb. Actually, good news for the Trojans. They actually called it on Furman instead of Webb, so that's just KJ's first. And Rugsager rolls in the first free throw. He's got 10, first MVNU player in double figures. He comes in averaging 19 a game for the Cougars of Mount Vernon Nazarene. A rare miss as Rugsager misses it, skipping it off, rebounded by Taylor's Caden Furman. Pressure in the backcourt. Furman takes in the front court near side from Lewis. Drives, gets right around his man, floating right side Day, pings it right wing to Olam, whose three is good. Third three of the night for Jackson Olam. He's got 16, and the Trojan lead back to 18. 90 seconds gone here in half number 2. MVNU to Conrad against the smaller Furman, kicking to Gage. He's made 2 threes tonight, and now 3 as he strokes home 1 from the right side. 9 for Gage on 3 of 5 shooting. He hasn't made anything inside the 2-point arc, inside the arc. 50-35, 2 minutes gone here in the second. Klein rides Olam, who accelerates up the far sideline. Taylor attacks the basket to our left. He finds Furman in the corner, whose three is just off the mark. That would have been a big one if it would have dropped. Rebounded by Conrad, up the floor Furman, or up the floor MVNU. Lewis knifed his way in trying to get the ball, and he went through the shoulders of Trent Koenig. First on Lewis, number 2 on Taylor, just over 2 minutes into the second. That three is the 9th made of the night for Taylor. They made 17 of 27 at St. Francis in their romp when they put up 100 on Saturday. Gage goes around his screen, picks with a bounce, left side Klein, blow by driver right around Day, and he lays it in with a right hand from the left side of the rim. Nicely done by the big man Klein. Good start to the second half for MVNU. They've outscored Taylor 6-3. Day's got 5 seconds to get it across the timeline, throws it forward, far side to Furman. Taylor from right to left and white here in the second half. They lead by 13. Trying to stop the scoring run here for MVNU to start the second half. Rugsager defends Webb, double team comes. Webb flings it far side to Olam. Furman with 7 to shoot, right side attacking with a left hand, pull up, free throw line, contested jump shot, doesn't care as Furman made it over Rugsager. 13 for Furman, the Trojan lead back to 15. 3 minutes played in the second. Koenig drives, kicks to Rugsager, bluffs a three with Webb defending. Koenig guarded by Day, got to the free throw line, behind the back bounce, spins, lost his balance, and it's a foul on the far sideline against the freshman Day. The Trojan faithful were hoping that'd be a foul again, or a travel against Koenig. It was not. Klein takes a seat for MVNU, with Bo Ludwig coming in to spell him. Gage baseline inbound, shot clock resets to 20. Conrad on the right side circle. To Ludwig on the high left side. Conrad defended by Furman. Height and size mismatch in favor of Conrad. Ludwig in the right corner, Day guards him. Gage up top, into Conrad against the shorter Lewis, and that's easy work for the much taller 6'7" Bailey Conrad against the 5'11" Jackson Lewis. Full court press again by Mount Vernon Nazarene. They try to trap Olam in the near side corner in the backcourt. He bounces it far side to Lewis, who accelerates with Gage right there on his left hip. And then bumped out of bounds. Conrad gets a piece of Lewis, and that's number 1 on the big man. 52-39, the Taylor lead. Subs come in for both teams. Grant Niehaus for Taylor, replacing Day. Conrad exits. Carter Jones takes his spot. 20 to shoot for Taylor. Lewis to get it in far baseline. As Taylor attacks the basket to our left, he lobs it into Webb with Jones defending with his 2 fouls. Double team there. Webb's pass deflected, intercepted by Gage, and he starts the break for MVNU. But Niehaus comes from behind and picks his pocket clean as Gage was looking the opposite way than Niehaus came. Now a 3-on-2. Olam finds Furman, who attacks, goes right to the rack against Jones, who ripped him out of the air, and Jones picks up foul number 3. The sea parted as Furman turned the corner on the right side across from us and went right down the lane. Jones came in on the baseline and took him out of the air. Went right down on the forearms. Now Furman will have to earn his two points from the stripe. First time there tonight for Furman, the Trojans' top point getter on the year at 15 a night. And the first free throw no good for the man that makes 76 of them. Percent of them, I should say. Jones quickly out as Pline comes in to spell him. There's a tight rotation and a lot of subs coming in and out for Mount Vernon Nazarene. We'll see how long how long Jones sits on the bench. Furman splits the pair. He's got 14, and the Taylor lead is at 53-39, back up to 14. Ludwig pitching out to Pline down the right side of the floor, stops, spins on the mid-post right. Out to the far sideline, Gage in front of his own bench, top of the key, Pline. Furman dares him to take a three, and Pline hit it. Straight away, three ball there for Carter Pline. He came in just 4 of 12 from three-point range. And he's got 5 of his 7 here in the second half as the Trojans give it away in the backcourt. Niehaus had it. He lost his footing with Ludwig there defending him. The Taylor lead, which was 16 at the break, has been cut down to 11. 4.5 minutes played here in half number 2 as the Trojans look to pick up their second win in a row. MVNU tries to avoid dropping back-to-back games. Rugsager open on the far corner inbound from Gage. Niehaus has his assignment there. Ludwig bluffs a three, got Furman to bite, goes in, slided it between 2 defenders, took a spill, and laid it in off the glass. Nicely done by Ludwig for his first points of the night, and Taylor's lead has been cut down to 9. Taylor gives it away in the backcourt as Furman has his pass intercepted by Rugsager. It's a block and one as Lewis was trying to draw the charge. He did not, and Rugsager with an opportunity here to cut into the deficit even more. The full court press did not work for the majority of the first half. It worked to kickstart that 5-0 end of the first half for Mount Vernon Nazarene. And even though they had shot in the 30s for the whole part of the first half, they continue with the press here, and it's paying dividends right now, almost 5 minutes into the second half. Lewis and Furman go to the bench with Day and Caleb Hodson onto the floor for Taylor. And Rugsager will be sub for by Jack Cahoon if he can make the free throw. Rugsager tonight is 3 of 4. He missed his most recent attempt. This would make it a 6-point deficit. And he does, right down the middle. 13 for Rugsager. He gets a breather as Jones also returns for MVNU, replacing Koenig. MVNU has outscored Taylor 16-6 here in this second half. And they've cut the deficit down to 6 after trailing by once by as many as 23. Gage picks up Olam full court. Olam near side, dribbles away from the half-court trap. Niehaus against Jones. Right side to Webb, double team back to Niehaus, spun to the open. Jackson Olam three is short and is rebounded by Pline. Niehaus poked it away. It goes off of Niehaus as he was a step away from trying to keep it in on the baseline. That brings us to a media timeout. Great start for MVNU, 16-6 out of the gate. They now trail Taylor by 6, and they'll get the ball out of the stoppage with 14:57 remaining here in the second half on the Trojan Sports Network, presented by UBS.
94-98, and it was a very transformational time for me and my wife that went to Taylor as well. And for us, Taylor, I kind of look at Taylor as a place you go, not to go get a job after 4 years, but it really is like a 40-year preparation of your life. And I tell my Taylor stories all the time, to the point where my employees are probably sick of it. I kind of look at the basketball team and I look at Josh and I think he's the right guy, and I like to support the right guy. I think the core of what they have is really good. Josh has been developing men, and I think that's really important at a school like a Taylor, to think of it as winning basketball games and competing at a high level, but also developing people so that they can go on to the world and make things happen. I look at the student experience at Taylor right now. It's as high as it's ever been. It's off the charts. And so when I think about prospective kids and the kids that we have, I look at it and say, you can't beat a good program with a really good school.
The Montage Financial Group at UBS is the official sponsor of Taylor University men's basketball.
A 16-6 start for Mount Vernon Nazarene to start the second half. They've cut their deficit down to 6. Their biggest deficit back in the first half was 24. They still have not led yet, but their offense has been much, much different than it was in the first half. The Cougars have made 6 of their 8 shots here in the second half as Rucksager returns for them. The Trojans, on the other hand, just 2 for 6. MVNU with the ball. They try to make it a 1-possession game on this drive. Rucksager into Pline, who came in off the bench, fires it near side where it's caught off the left hip by Ludwig. To the right side, and T. Koenig guarded by Olam in the Taylor man-to-man. Free throw line, Jones, the lefty, spots a 3 off the right side of the rim. Webb soars in for rebound number 11, and a big miss there by Jones from 3-point distance. Still a 6-point Taylor lead as they go from right to left and White, trying to find their hot shooting touch they had back in the first half. Niehaus into Hodson. Jones defends, quick double team back to Niehaus. Day spins to the far sideline and Olam. Taylor attacking the basket to our left with 8 to shoot. Taking a lot of time here, down 6. Olam from straightaway with 5 and 4. He rises from 18 feet, front rim, no, and into the hands of Koenig of MVNU. They still trail by 6 with 6 minutes played here in the second half. Entry pass kicked out of bounds by the left shin of Grant Niehaus. Bailey Conrad returns for MVNU. He replaces Pline, so the subs coming quick and fast, just like they were in the first half for Jared Ronay's bunch. Niehaus and Olam exit for Taylor, with Lewis and Furman returning for the fun. 25 to shoot. Rucksager catches on the perimeter right, defended by Webb. Jones up top to Conrad, handoff. Powers his way to the right block against the taller Hodson. Nice spin, got in, got an angle, and Conrad spun it in. 8 for Bailey Conrad, 4 in each half, and it's a 4-point deficit now for MVNU as Hodson caught on the near side corner, hands off to Lewis, runs through contact, and now it's a 3-on-2. Lewis off to the races, swings it near side. Furman bluffs the 3. Hodson trails, sets his feet, lets it fly, and he hit it from straight away. Huge 3 there for the Trojans as things were starting to teeter in a way that Taylor didn't want to see them teeter. Up by 7 is the home team. Screen and pop. Conrad trying to answer with a 3. He cannot. And Hodson rips down the miss for Taylor in traffic. And a reach-in foul in the backcourt as Hodson wearing that protective mask over his injured face. Wes Hunt in for Taylor. Has he been summoned yet? He is not. That's on Conrad, it looks like. And no, it's actually on Jones. That's number 4 on him. So he picks up his 3rd and 4th fouls within 3 minutes of each other. He has been exiled to the bench as Pline comes in to get him. Lewis on the baseline into Day. He's double teamed, wraps it to Lewis. Has to dribble away from trouble as he runs away from pressure. Lewis, tongue out, running. No look dish, right block. Hunt to the rim for a 2. West got bonked on the head, smarting as he runs back to the other end. And the Trojans have ripped off 5 in a row. They lead by 9. Pline spins, fakes, fades away from 8. Nicely done against the taller Hunt. 9 for Pline, and back to the full court press goes MVNU. Taylor almost gives it away. Day blocks the shot on an MVNU shot attempt. Here comes Lewis after another giveaway, almost another giveaway that led to points for MVNU. Off the Taylor giveaway. Hodson, left side, hand off to Furman, bluffs a 3, pulls up, 10-footer left side, no. Died off the back of the rim, and another rebound here for Koenig, his 4th. He's off the Pline, pitching back to T. Koenig. Got Lewis on his heels. Koenig attacks, he circles, and he scoops it home in the left hand. Splendidly done there by Trent Koenig. 58-53, baseball pass. Lewis, Hunt trying to outrun everybody. Goes up, finger roll, no, but that's because he got fouled by Pline. Free throws coming for Wes Hunt, who was a well-traveled young man last week. With the midweek break, he flew out, pitched in the Taylor baseball team's season opener in Arizona against Ottawa last week, and then flew back took a red eye or flew back the next day as Hunt misses the first free throw well short, grazing the bottom of the net. He'll have one more. So he flew to Arizona, pitched, then got on a plane, flew back here and played in the game, was here for practice on Friday after playing baseball in Arizona on Thursday, and then played in the game at St. Francis Saturday. His baseball teammates filling up the first couple of rows tonight, and their buddy makes the second free throw, gives him 3, and Taylor's got the lead back up to 6. After a fast-paced opening half, it has slowed down here in half number 2. It is 8 minutes played. Driving, Gage, bump from behind, no call. Missed the shot and is rebounded by Hunt of Taylor. Far sideline, Lewis against Pline, who defends him in the man-to-man. Lewis, Hodson, Olam, Hunt, and Furman. Hunt and Hodson, the 2 non-starters out there for Taylor. Furman defended by Pline, one-hand pocket pass, read by Conrad. He did throw it into the bench. He threw it into the far sideline right before he ran into Furman, which would have been a defensive foul against the Trojan sharpshooter. Instead, the Trojans avoid disaster again and what would have been their 8th turnover tonight. MVNU head coach Jared Ronay looking for an explanation. He is not happy. Talking with Jordan Love, our referee. Shot clock to 20, 11:38 remaining in the second half. Taylor trying to slow down this high-octane Mount Vernon Nazarene attack in the second stanza after owning the first half. That 5-0 run to end it, though, has turned things nice for MVNU here in the second. 10 to shoot as the Trojans almost gave it away. Lewis attacks, knifes his way through and laid it in as he took a big spill near the rim. Second bucket for Lewis, 61-53 the Taylor lead as MVNU attacks from left to right in blue. Rucksager, perimeter right, guarded by Furman. Left-hand bounce to Gage on the right side circle. Far side to Pline with 11 minutes and ticking here in the second half. Conrad, perimeter left, pitching outside, bluffing a three, now attacking with the right hands, Burkholder. Far side three on the way and no good, halfway down and out. Furman knifes in on the miss from Conrad. And now Furman retreats as he circles near midcourt, and the Trojans set things up in the half-court set. Lewis with Gage guarding him all the way out near midcourt. Long, low bounce pass. Finds Hodson. Hunt from straightaway can shoot the three. Goes far sideline to Lewis. Into Hodson. Double team there. Kick out to Lewis. Taylor spins. Furman contested. Three! Splash! Fourth three of the night for Caden Furman. He's got 17 in the Trojan lead. Back to double digits, up 64-53. Conrad right down the lane, and the big man sauntered his way in for a kiss right at the rack. Back down to a 9-point Taylor lead, out and running Olam. He tries a run, he got bumped between two guys. How was that not a foul? Taylor head coach Josh Andrews beside himself, and he should be. Olam got bumped by both men on either hip. And they just say because Olam lost it out of bounds, it goes back to Mount Vernon Nazarene. That is atrocious. Conrad takes a breather. Jones comes in to get him for MVNU. It's Gage, Trent Koenig, Jones, as you mentioned, Rucksager, and Ludwig. 3 of the 5 starters out there as MVNU has it down by 9 as we just crossed the halfway point of the second half. Rucksager up top, blows by Webb, Eurostep, down low to Jones, who goes up for a reverse layup left side. First bucket for Jones, back to the full court press goes MVNU, they trail 64-57. Olam dancing with Gage in the backcourt, 5 seconds to get it across as Gage bluffed and tried to draw a foul that didn't come. Webb hands off to the far side, Olam. They give him his right hand. Double team there thanks to Rucksager. Olam got to the baseline, shimmies his way out. Lewis, blow by drive, jump stop to the corner, and Olam passed up a 3, knifes his way in, 5, up and over Rucksager. No on an air ball. Might have been blocked by Rucksager, and here comes MVNU down 7. Next stoppage will bring us to a media timeout. Whipping it back left side, Jones. Hunt daring him to take a 3. He does not take the dare. T. Koenig will from straight away off the left side of the rim. Hunt had it for a moment, trying to turn around and save it. It deflected off of 2 different men's feet and ended up in the midst of Taylor's Anton Webb as Trent Koenig soared through the air and tried to spike it off of someone in white sneaker. He did, but it didn't get the result he wanted. It spun back to the field of play, or the floor of play, instead of ricocheting back out of bounds. Taylor with the rock, leading by 7. Lewis boogies on the right side. He'll stop and pop for a 3 and hit it. First triple of the night for Jackson Lewis. The Trojans have made 12 threes for the second game in a row, and their lead is 10. 8:30 and ticking here in the second half. Gage attacks right side against Olam, trying to post him up. One-hand bounce to the top, and T. Koenig behind the back bounce. Got him away from Lewis, and he got fouled on the way there by Hunt. First on Wes, and that'll bring us to a media timeout. With 8:22 left to go in half number 2, Taylor has got the lead back to double figures, up 67-57 over Mount Vernon Nazarene, here on the Trojan Sports Network, presented by UBS.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, Rob Sisson, and Adam Sieglin, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Free throws here for Trent Koenig of Mount Vernon Nazarene after the Wes Hunt foul. Koenig tonight, 8 points, and now he's got 9 on his first free throw attempt and first make. Trying to make it a 8-point hole for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Webb stepped into the lane, doesn't matter as Koenig made him. He's the third MVNU player in double figures. And back to the full court press go the visitors. With 8:20 remaining in this one, they've cut the deficit down to 8 after trailing by 24 late stages of the first half. Day got into the air, far sideline front court to Olam, as again the Trojans have been able to break the full court press more often than not tonight. The problem is when they haven't, it's led to quick little spurt runs for MVNU. Webb has it from up top, outside the arc, right side to Lewis. Niehaus to the near side, Olam firing a three, contested, tried to will it in, could not, as Olam now grasping at his right leg. A 5-on-4 for MVNU. Circus layup in traffic by Ludwig on the other end, as Olam still back down on the other end of the floor on the near sideline. He shot it, and as he went up, he tried to hop up and down on his left foot, trying to will it in. Ludwig with the layup. And both teams will be sent to their benches as the athletic training staff comes out and takes a look here at Jackson Olam on the near sideline. Looks like it's a cramp as they're trying to stretch out his right leg, with Casey Hackman, head athletic trainer, and assistant coach Kevin Alsop out there taking a look at the guard Jackson Olam, who's been stellar tonight. 16 points on 6 of 13 shooting. Started off red hot, has cooled here as of late from three-point range. But it's back to a 6-point hole here for MVNU. They trail 67-61. They've outscored Taylor 30-20 here in the second half. The big difference tonight, though, the Trojans shooting 52% from the floor. Both teams have made 24 baskets. The difference, you ask, Taylor's made 1 more free throw, but they've made 5 more threes than MVNU has tonight, outscoring them by 15 from beyond the arc. 12 made threes to 7 as they continue to work on Olam's right leg. He'll be helped up. He's able to put a little bit of weight on it as he walks gingerly over to the Taylor sideline across from us. His father, Justin Olam, sitting in his normal seat, top row of the chair back seats, and now Olam had enough strength to get to that far side, but they continue to go to work on that right leg. So Niehaus will come in to spell him. He's joined out there for Taylor by Lewis, Furman, Day, and Webb. MVNU with the full court press, Ruksager, T. Koenig, Jones, Burkholder, and Gage, their 5. Far corner baseline bounce pass into Day. Near side Furman with 5 to get it across the timeline. 4-3, and Ruksager backs off, light pressure, and Furman makes it to the front court. Taylor leading by 6. It's as small as their lead has been all night. Entry pass telegraphed, almost intercepted. Webb has his pass deflected, then it is intercepted by MVNU as Webb trips as he tries to get back to the other end. The Taylor bench looks for a foul. Half court set for MVNU, near sideline to Ruksager, their top scorer tonight and in the game. He's got 13. Jones against a smaller Niehaus, lost it, now lost it again, picked up off the floor by Lewis as both teams trade turnovers here before the shot clock could get very deep. So Taylor avoids disaster right there after they got the ball back after what looked to be a surefire giveaway. Niehaus handoff and a moving screen on Niehaus as he threw his shoulder into Koenig, trying to get the handoff cleanly to Lewis. Second one on Grant, number 6 on Taylor here in the second half. One more puts MVNU in the bonus. Jones out, Conrad in. And we'll see how quickly MVNU wants to go to the taller and bigger Conrad with Niehaus defending him. Grant gives up about 4 inches. They do not list the weights for MVNU, but the weight difference is substantial. Screen and roll here as Webb switches back to Rucksager. High lob into Conrad. Catching on the baseline out to the far corner and Gage. 6:45 left to go, second half. MVNU with the ball down 6. Gage bluffs the 3, drives, shimmies and shakes. Off-balance shot, doesn't go. Webb there to snatch down the rebound. Hits his 13th of the night for Taylor. That leads the game. So a couple of harrowing moments the last couple times for the Trojans, both offensively and defensively. Their lead remains 6 as they continue to work on the right leg of Jackson Olam across from us. Webb handoff, Lewis, reverse layup, sneaks it in from just underneath the hoop. 9 for Lewis, 7 here in the second half on a nice handoff there from Anton Webb. The Taylor lead back to 8 with 6:10 remaining in the second half. Spinning, jiving, and scooping and missing. Webb had it, no good. Conrad shovels his feet. Webb says return to sender. Ludwig got it, driving, right corner 3, Rucksager, nope. Weak side rebound is up and home for Ludwig as no one came out to box him out, excuse me. Taylor's lead down to 6. Baseline inbounds far side to Rucksager. Light pressure by MVNU as they wait to trap Furman on the far side. He instead jets it back to the center jump circle where Lewis walks it across the timeline. Taylor in white from right to left. MVNU in blue. They defend man-to-man. Handoff from Webb to Lewis. Jackson dancing, thought about a step back 3. Goes block left. Webb up top. Lewis 3, no good. Way off the right side glass and didn't even hit the rim. Here comes MVNU the other way, trailing by 6. Pitching back to Burkholder, who dances to the near side. 5:15 and ticking for MVNU. Conrad, handoff Burkholder, fighting through a screen was Day. 13 to shoot as we approach 5 to go in this one. Gage, left block to Conrad. Bully ball on Niehaus. It comes right down on the forearms. It'll be a 2-shot trip here for Conrad. Number 3 on Niehaus. Number 7 with 5:01 comes against Taylor. Two-shot trip here for Conrad, who is a good really good free throw shooter for a man his size. Comes in at 78%. It's Hodson at the scores table for Taylor. Conrad misses the first. That's his first free throw attempt of the night. Hodson in for Niehaus for Taylor. Ludwig exits for MVNU. Pline back on the floor for the first time in a while because he's playing with 3 personal fouls. Conrad missed the first, and he does not miss the second. Bangs in off the back of the rim. He's got 11. One of 3 double-figure men for MVNU. Lewis lobs it up. Webb catching in stride. Goes up for a right-hand layup right around Pline. Second time the Trojans have pulled that off tonight. First time it led to free throws for Hunt. This time it leads to a layup for Webb. His first scoring of the second half as he gets tangled up in some wash on the far side. 71-64 the Taylor lead. We dip below 5 to play here. Pline from up top. Furman defends him in the man-to-man, right side of the lane. Day comes in to help, whipping it far side to Koenig. Against Webb, foot advantage, goes for Koenig. He threw it up, didn't get it to go, but he got fouled, and we'll see who that one's on. It's against Day of Taylor. That's number 2 on him. And that brings us to our final media timeout of the second half. With 4:34 left to play in the second half, it's Taylor 71, Mount Vernon Nazarene 64 here on the Trojan Sports Network, presented by UBS.
94-98, and it was a very transformational time for me and my wife that went to Taylor as well. And for us, Taylor, I kind of look at Taylor as a place you go, not to go get a job after 4 years, but it really is like a 40-year preparation of your life. And I tell my Taylor stories all the time to the point where my employees are probably sick of it. I kind of look at the basketball team and I look at Josh and I think he's the right guy. And I like to support the right guy. I think the core of what they have is really good. Josh has been developing men, and I think that's really important at a school like a Taylor to think of it as winning basketball games and competing at a high level, but also developing people so that they can go on to the world and make things happen. I look at the student experience at Taylor right now. It's as high as it's ever been. It's off the charts. And so when I think about prospective kids and the kids that we have, I look at it and say, you can't beat a good program with a really good school.
The Montage Financial Group at UBS is the official sponsor of Taylor University men's basketball. MVNU has outscored Taylor 33-24 here in the second half. They continue to work on that right leg of Jackson Olam. He is cramped up in a bad way after that three-point shot a few moments ago. Foul before the break was on Isaiah Day. It's the 8th one against Taylor here in the second half. And Mount Vernon Nazarene's sophomore guard out of Cedarville, Ohio, Trent Koenig, has got the line at the line for 2. Some tape on his right pinky finger. He misses that one short. He had made his first 2 of the night. He comes in 86%. So a rare miss there for 11 in navy blue. The best he can do is make it a 6-point hole, which he does not. He spun that one off the front and left side of the rim. Hodson with the board for Taylor. Taylor with the ball from right to left with 4.5 minutes left to play in this one. They lead 71-64. They've led the entire way, but it's been pretty harrowing here in the second half. Pass deflected out of bounds to the front row. Off the hands of Rugsager, it remains with Taylor. Ludwig in for the Cougars. He replaces Pline, who plays with 3 personal fouls. Double-double for Taylor's Anton Webb tonight. He has 13 of the Trojans' 29 caroms. Day, a low pass into traffic, popping out to get its Furman, turns the corner. Double team on the right side. They swing it open. Day, left wing 3, and he got another one. Isaiah Day with his 3rd triple tonight. That's back-to-back games for the freshman, both starting and canning 3 threes. But the Trojans have more to worry about as Caden Furman now limping towards the Taylor bench. They've already are having Olam getting his right leg looked at, and now Furman has to hobble to the end of the Taylor bench. We thought there would be a timeout on the floor, but it looks like play will continue as the Trojans have a 10-point lead at 74-64 thanks to the triple from Day. He's got 11. He's the 4th Trojan in double figures tonight. So back-to-back double-figure points. And then right as Gage was bringing it up, our clocks were all out of sorts. Carson Miller has been summoned in to continue to stretch the right leg of Olam as Taylor athletic trainer Casey Hackman tries to get a look at Furman, who jogs on the far side beyond the bleachers. Gage up the floor for MVNU, thought about a step back 3. Lewis defends him. Bouncing into Burkholder. Niehaus trying to usher him to the baseline. Bluffing a 3, stepping left side. Koenig got Day in the air, and he swished it from the right edge. 3rd 3 of the night for Trent Koenig. He's got 13, and MVNU not going away quietly. They've got the deficit back down to 7 with 3:45 remaining left in regulation time. Backcourt broken by Lewis. Jump stop mid-post left. Finds the trailing Day. Right edge to Niehaus, and the Trojans try to burn some clock here, knowing it's their friend, leading by 7. Furman back at the end of the Taylor bench. Good to see him, and their pass tapped out off of Conrad, pleading that it went off of Hodson's hands, but it falls on deaf ears. I thought we'd already hit a media timeout. Our officials just looked up at the scores table. Yeah, we already hit the media timeout at like 4:24, 4:34. I wrote it down for that reason. I knew I would know why we had to take the media timeout. I knew why we needed it. 3:29 left here. Taylor has led the entire way, again by as many as 24. But 2 of their top offensive weapons tonight both have suffered some lower body injuries. One, Furman back on the bench. The other one, Olam, still getting worked out. 5 to shoot. Webb with 4 and 3. Lewis rising for a long 2 left side, and he got it right before the shot clock expired. 11 for Lewis, the 5th Trojan in double figures. Back-to-back games with the starting 5 in double digits. Taylor leading by 9 with 3:09 left to go here. Rugsager bangs with Day, throws him a prayer that's not answered. Tapped around 3 times, and the rebound finally scarfed off the floor by Lewis. Rugsager's night has been a rough one shooting, just 4 of 10. The Trojans break the backcourt press. Lewis just inside midcourt with 2:50 left to play here. And now Lewis cramping up on his left leg. Webb attacks. He ushered Rugsager away, and they're going to get Rugsager for the block. And MVNU not happy, and Rugsager should be unhappy. Webb put that off left hand on the back of Rugsager and guided him to the baseline. That's the third Trojan in Jackson Lewis that's cramped up. And the Taylor head coach Josh Andrews wisely takes the full timeout with 2:43 left to go. 3 of his top scorers all suffering cramps. First, Olin was back to his feet. Furman looks to be okay, but now they take a look at the left leg of Jackson Lewis. 2:43 left to go here. Taylor leading 76-67 with the ball out of the break. Presented by UBS as Taylor men's basketball here on the Trojan Sports Network. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. I misspoke. The Trojans did not have all members of the starting 5 in double figures Saturday. It was 30 from Furman, 21 from Olin, 17 from Webb. Day was close to getting double figures. He had just 9, but he made 3 threes that afternoon, and Isaiah has made 3 here again tonight for his 11. Lewis jogging on the far side of the floor. Olam is now jogging in the hallway, trying to get their cramps as Webb gets away with the shove. Inbound to Furman. Near side tap to Hodson. He caught it. He pulls the trigger. He missed it off the high part of the glass, and the Trojans have to fall back on defense. 2.5 to go. MVNU with the rock, trailing by 9, 76-67. Gage around the screen. Drew a double up top to Conrad. Challenged by Furman. He missed it, but Furman collided with him. Didn't allow Conrad to land safely, and it'll be 3 free throws here for Bailey Conrad. There's an aggressive challenge from Furman. He went outside of Conrad, but you can see Conrad shaking out. We can see Conrad shaking out his right hand, and that is what forced him to fall. He felt the pressure and fell down, and that's what they got Furman for. He wisely went to the outside of the shooter, to his shooting side, tried to go up and over him, but as he did, he got just on the fingertips of Conrad, and 3 shots here for the big man, who's 1 for 2 from the stripe tonight. He can make it a 6-point game if he makes all 3. He makes the first, and that gets him to a 12. 3 in double figures for Mount Vernon Nazarene tonight. Gage and Pline on the doorstep with 9. Second one, good. And 1 more here for Bailey Conrad. The closest Mount Vernon Nazarene has got here in the second half has been 6. After trailing by 24 late stages of the first half. And Conrad did not make all 3. He missed the last one short. Hodson with the miss, his 5th carom, and now Day has got to get away from pressure. Gage guards him with his back, Webb into pressure, whips it to the near side and the front court in Furman. 2 minutes and change left to go. Taylor leading by 7, 76-69, trying to win back-to-back games. Pass got tipped. Furman got it, ripped through move. Cable returns, rips it away from Koenig. Got to a spot at the free throw line. He's got Day open right side. Claps, gets it, fires. 3, switch. 4th 3 of the night for Isaiah Day, who has made an instant impact starting for his 2nd straight game. He's 4 of 5 from downtown. Conrad trying to answer, and he does with a left side high triple. First 3 of the night for the large fellow wearing 32 in blue. And with a $1:47 left to go, Taylor's lead is down to 7, 79-72. 30-second timeout for Mount Vernon Nazarene. We take it with them here on the Trojan Sports Network. Men's basketball presented by UBS.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
A career-high 14 points and 4 made threes for the freshman Isaiah Day. Conrad answers his three with his first. And with 107 seconds remaining in this one, Taylor has to inbound into the backcourt. Full court press by MVNU. Taylor leading by 7. Webb dribbles through 2, throws it back to Day, who crosses the timeline and gets it back on the far sideline from Hodson. MVNU with a half-court trap. He bounces up top to Webb as Taylor tries to play keep away, leading by 7. The clock is their friend. Just 5 fouls against MVNU. They'll need 2 to start forcing free throws. Hodson right side, back to Niehaus, rips away from a defender, picks of the bounce. Furman near side Day. He's got Webb open with 4, spins into a double team, let the shot go, and he got fouled with 2 seconds on the shot clock by Bailey Conrad. Second on him. He's played really well tonight. 6 of 8 from the floor for 16 points to lead the way for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Webb to the line. This is his first free throw attempt of the second half. He has just 2 of his 12 here after recess. First of 2, halfway down and out. 1 more to come to make it an 8-point Taylor lead with 1:19 remaining to play here. Taylor came in tied for 8th place with Mount Vernon Nazarene. They needed a win tonight to split the season series. Both teams also came in a game back of a 3-way tie for 5th. Webb drains the second, gives him 13, and Taylor leads by 8, 80-72 as we near a minute to go here. Day guards Gage on the right side, MVNU in blue. Rucksager, right side circle, guarded by Webb. Taylor in a man-to-man. Rucksager puts on the deck, fakes, spun into Day, who got too much arm of Rucksager. Third one on Isaiah, number 10 on the Trojans. That puts MVNU in the double bonus for the final minute and 7 seconds of regulation. Rucksager, a phenomenal scorer, but he has had to work for all 13 of his points tonight, going just 4 of 10 from the field. Rocks and fires the first one home from the line. 5 of 6 is the top point man for MVNU on the year. He's number 2 in that category behind Conrad tonight. He made the first, and no surprise, he makes the second. 15 for him. MVNU to within 6. Backcourt pressure by the Cougars. Day bouncing far sideline to Furman. Double team comes, he picks to the bounce, throws it to the front court where Niehaus gathers it in. And Gage fouls him from behind with 1:01 remaining here. And that's number 7 on the visitors, and that puts Taylor in the 1-1. The Trojans are 8 for 12 from the line tonight. They came in 72% as a team, but that has jumped up to 78% in league play. A big 1-1 here for Grant Niehaus, who has yet to score tonight. That stays that way. No good. Rebounded by Webb. He powers up for a 2-hand flush. 15 for Webb and an emphatic 2-hand dunk. And the Taylor lead is 8 with under a minute left to go. Rucksager from up top. Left side, Conrad lets a 3 fly. No, sir. Off the window, and catching it behind him was Webb. Rebound number 15, and he's fouled by Rucksager in the backcourt. 44 and 0.8 seconds left. Lewis and Olam, the 2 starting guards, both have played point guard throughout this year, still trying to get their lower leg cramps figured out as they're trying to shout instructions to the team as they walk to the front court. Third one on Rucksager. 1-1 here for Webb. He's 2 for 3 tonight, and that 2 for 4 as he rolls out off the front rim. Down by 8 is MVNU with 40 seconds left. Rucksager contested through over Day. Short, tapped around off Niehaus' hand. Day saves it in the far corner, and he gets tied up. And it'll be a reach and foul, and now Day comes up smarting and limping a little bit. 9th one on MVNU. We go to the other end as Day jogs and tries to keep his legs fresh as he rubs out his left calf. Milton Gage, the guilty party for Mount Vernon Nazarene. That is 4 different Trojans tonight that have come up looking like they have cramps in their calves or their quads. Isaiah Day putting on his best show as a collegian. Second straight start, front end of the 1-and-1, rolls in good. He's got one more, adding to his career high 15. 5 of 6, 4 of 5 from 3, 3 rebounds and 2 assists for Isaiah Day. Timeout on the floor for Mount Vernon Nazarene. We will take it with them with 34.5 seconds left. Taylor leading by 9, trying to pick up their second straight win here in the Crossroads League. You're watching Taylor men's basketball on the Trojan Sports Network, sponsored by UBS.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Taylor continued to shoot the ball well. They're at 56%. They've actually improved their shooting percentage here in the second half. Day back to the line, trying to get to 16 as he continues to add to his career high total. Trying to give Taylor a 10-point lead with 34.5 seconds left. It just rolls off the rim. Rucksager's got it for MVNU. Up the near side with 30 seconds left. Rucksager catch and shoot 3. Webb blocked it from up top. Hodson caught the miss, and Hodson gets fouled by Gage. And with the shot clock going dark, Webb picks up another block shot. So Hodson will go to the line for 2 as both teams now are in the double bonus. First block of the night for Anton, but he has been so effective tonight. First free throw for Hodson, catches the back of the rim and goes. 4 made free throws in a row for Caleb. 10-point Taylor lead. Anton, by the way, 15 points, 15 rebounds on 6 of 7 shooting, and 5 assists. Yo. Hodson's second free throw, swish. 8 for him. 6 of his 8 points have come from the stripe. And with 20 seconds left, Taylor leads by 11. They'll pick up their second straight win. Given away by Rucksager, fumbled it away. Niehaus snatches it up. He crosses midcourt. And with 13 seconds left, Taylor is going to avenge their November loss at Mount Vernon Nazarene. They got a big lead in the first half. They took every punch from MVNU, but the lead got no smaller than 6, and the Trojans come away with an 11-point win tonight at home, 85-74 over Mount Vernon Nazarene here tonight. We'll take a break and come back with what should be a very fun Ivanhoe's post-game show. That's next here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Last year, Rick, we shot this video from the newly renovated weight room, which has been a huge blessing to all 16 of our programs, to all 450 of our student athletes. And this year, I'm really excited and proud to be here in Stillman Fieldhouse, which houses our football team, our lacrosse team. It is a practice space for our softball and baseball team. So another great design, another great facility for our athletes to be able to enjoy and to develop their skills. Year 5 of Day of Giving is it's really exciting as we talk about some of these big things that have happened. New turf on the different facilities, and new buildings, renovated weight room, renovated Stillman, renovated out there at Odell. These have been big major things that have impacted so many of our athletes, but equally exciting or the contributions made through the day of giving to our individual programs, and to be able to see how our alumni and parents and friends of the program have done things that directly impact the program, that directly impacts them. We had one person reach out this year and say, I want to give money for your athletic department, for Natalie and I to look at and say, who needs like a team retreat, who needs a leadership opportunity, maybe through a coaching change or just something that team needs. So we have the ability to help multiple teams now to be able to do that over the next few years. So we've had people be incredibly creative. We just want these gifts, we want this day to be things that directly impact our programs, which allows them to directly impact their student athletes, which is the reason we're all here, which is the reason our athletic department exists, and ultimately the reason Taylor University exists, is to help these students develop and turn into the people that we all believe they can be.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
If you get sick, you can trust that we will take care of you. As a Magnet-designated healthcare system, our expert team will create a personalized plan to get you back on your feet. Marion Health. Great care from great people.
Back inside Odell Arena with our great crew, producer Meredith McFarland, camera operator Nathan Tompkins, the executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is Seth Michael. My name is Rick Johnson. This is the Ivanhoe's post-game show, and Taylor, for the second game in a row, makes at least 14 three balls, and they shoot the ball beautifully, the Trojans do, for the second straight game. Both games over 55%, and the Trojans pick up a 85-74 win here tonight against Mount Vernon Nazarene, avenging their early November loss to the Cougars. Let's jump into the stats here. The Trojans, as we mentioned, shot the ball beautifully. They were 30 of 54 tonight, including 13 of 23 in the second half. They finished the game 56% from the floor. They made 50% of their threes, going 14 of 28 from beyond the arc. The Trojans did struggle to shoot the free throws tonight, going 11 of 18 for just 61%, including 6 of 12 in the second half. For Mount Vernon Nazarene, their first half shooting was woeful at just 35%. They used a 5-0 run at the end of the half to kickstart their second half, where they shot 50%, 15 of 30. They finished the game at 42%. The big drawback for MVNU tonight was the three-point shooting. They go just 9 of 29, and some of those misses came late, trying to get back into the game, down almost double figures late in that second half, but they go just 9 of 29 from deep. They were 11 of 16 from the free throw line this evening. Individual scores, the Trojans had 5 in double figures. It was all of their starters, and they were led tonight by Caden Furman, who shot the ball beautifully for the second straight game. Coming off of a season-high 30 on Saturday, KJ poured in 17 tonight, 6 of 13 from the field. He was 4 of 8 from downtown, and he had 11 of his 17 in the first half. 16 for Jackson Olam, who set the table for the Trojans wonderfully in the first half. He was limited to just 3 second-half points. He went out with a lower leg cramp for the majority of the second half, so we did not see 13 in white after he put on a show back in the first 20 minutes. 15 apiece for Anton Webb and Isaiah Day. The 15 for Day is a new career high. He also splashed home 4 of his 5 3-point attempts. Furman made 4 threes. Olam also made 3. 11 for Jackson Lewis. He had 9 of his coming in the second half. He was 5 of 9 from the field, made a 3-point shot, also had 3 rebounds. For Webb, he shot the ball beautifully, 6 of 7 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3. He was 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Caleb Hodson came off the Taylor bench, scored 8 points in 19 minutes, with the majority of his damage coming from the stripe, where he was 5 of 6. 3 points for Wes Hunt, and Grant Niehaus played but did not score, but had to pick up a lot of those minutes after Olam and Lewis and Day and Furman all at one point in the second half all exited with lower body injuries. On the other side for Mount Vernon Nazarene, they had 3 players in double figures, 16 by Bailey Conrad to lead the way on 6 of 9 shooting, 15 for Cade Rugsager, but he had to work for it tonight, going just 4 of 12, 13 for Trent Koenig. He was 4 of 7 from the field and 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. MVNU was also close to matching the starting 5 in double figures for Taylor, like Taylor did, but Milton Gage and Carter Pline each finished with 9. Gage was 3 of 11, including 0 of 6 from 2-point range. He knocked down 3 threes. Carter Pline was 4 of 7 shooting. He had 9 points tonight. The MVNU bench provided nice minutes for the Cougars tonight, 6 for Bo Ludwig, 4 for Grant Burkholder, and 2 for Carter Jones. Rebounding battle went the way of the Trojans at 36-31. They had a narrow lead at half of out-rebounding MVNU by 2, 19-17. Offensive glass went the way of MVNU at 8-4. The Trojans were dominated on the glass, with 15 of them coming from Anton Webb, as he had almost half of Taylor's rebounds tonight. Top rebounding men was a triplet of Cougars, 5 apiece for Rugsager, Koenig, and Conrad. Taylor moved the ball beautifully. They assisted on 20 of their 30 field goals tonight, 8 from Jackson Lewis, and no turnovers for Lewis tonight. 5 for Anton Webb for his showing tonight to go with his 15 points and 15 boards. 3 as well for Caden Furman. 12 assists on 27 baskets for MVNU, 3 of them by Milton Gage. Each team had 5 steals, 2 for Gage of MVNU, 2 for Jackson Lewis of Taylor. 5 blocks for the Trojans, Day with a career-high 3. No blocks on the night for Mount Vernon Nazarene. The two teams were pretty careful keeping control of the ball tonight. Taylor gave it away 11 times, MVNU 9. Both teams scored 12 points off the turnover this evening. Other numbers of note, points in the paint went the way of Mount Vernon Nazarene, 32-22. They also had the edge in second chance points, 8-5. Taylor had a slight edge of 9-8 in fast break points, and the MVNU reserves outscored the Taylor reserves 12-11. The Trojans never trailed. They were never tied. They led by as many as 23 late in the first half. The lead got down to 6 in the second half. It would get no closer after Mount Vernon Nazarene cut it to 6 a couple of different times. With the win, Taylor moves to 9-12 on the year, 4-7 in the Crossroads League. They leapfrog Mount Vernon Nazarene for sole possession of 8th. And depending how the rest of the league shakes out tonight, they could move up all the way up to 6th if St. Francis would lose at Goshen and Spring Arbor would lose at Marion. So we'll take a look at more of the out-of-town scores as those rest of the games start about a half hour after we did. But that'll come up after we talk to the boss, head coach Josh Andrews. That comes up next. We'll also talk about his spectacular shirt tonight. That comes up next here on the Ivanhoe's postgame show.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
to be your nephew's #1 fan. Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
If you get sick, you can trust that we will take care of you. As a Magnet designated healthcare system, our expert team will create a personalized plan to get you back on your feet. Marion Health, great care from great people.
Welcome back inside Odell Arena. Rick Johnston and the leader of the Taylor men's basketball team, Josh Andrews, here on the Ivanhoe's postgame show. Before we get to hoops, say hi to your people.
Anybody still tuning in, thank you for the support.
Mrs. Andrews.
Probably. Mom, if you're there. Love you. And everybody else that's faithful. I know, Rick, they like listening to you. You're the best, man. So I'm sure they stay tuned with a big win for the Trojans. So we're very grateful.
Let's talk about the hot shooting. You guys were insane Saturday, going 70% in the second half. You guys picked up right where you left off. We're at 56% tonight. What has worked these last two games? I know it's kind of if I know it's one of those if I knew we do it all the time things, but
yeah, sometimes that happens in coaching. We've made a little bit of lineup adjustments. You know, I think Isaiah Day being in the front group these last two games has put a lot of shooting on the floor. It's spread the floor a little bit more, but it's not just that, and it's not at any one guy. They're just playing really confident. We felt that way when we went to Bethel. I know you watched most of the games. We had a very confident showing at Bethel. Our practices have continued to get better. The guys that paid the price in the gym, we're playing a little bit of the underdog right now, and they like it. And they're just, they're scrapping. But mentally we're right, and we're sharing the ball. That's back-to-back games. I know making shots helps make the difference there. It's back-to-back games. We're 20-plus assists, and you're going to win a lot of games that way. And we're 50% from the three-point line tonight. So we'll keep doing what we're doing, and I'm probably answering other questions. But this time of year, a lot of teams don't get better. And I'm proud of these guys because they're getting better.
You mentioned the assists. You assisted on 20 of your 30 field goals tonight. And leading the way was Jackson Lewis, had 8 assists, no turnovers tonight. Yep. He had a breakout game scoring here at home a couple of weeks ago, and he has just been he's been an animal. Yeah. And you could see it tonight early because he was snapping the ball, and you guys were playing at a really fast pace, and that fits into his game beautifully.
It does. Open floor, that's where we were trying to find the balance. We've not been as deep here as of late, and so we knew we had to strike a balance of they want the game. They played 10, 11 guys. They want the game just up and down the entire time. We had to find some middle ground. We didn't. And we didn't because shots were going and we were so aggressive and these guys care so much. So there's some poise that we've got to, and some game understanding we've got to inject in there. But it was tough to tell them to pump the brakes with how we were shooting, the type of shots we were getting. Of course, we wanted to finish the half a little bit better. But specifically Jackson Lewis, he had a really rough stretch early to middle of this season and has just, he's just dug deep and found it. And he's a winner, and he's a competitive young man. And when he's got that look in his eyes and he's flowing, our team, it's very contagious. So that backcourt of the two Jacksons who both bowed out early tonight, they've got a lot of confidence right now, and it's feeding everybody else.
You look at Lewis, 11 points, 8 assists, 3 boards, 2 steals, no turnovers. Day finishes with 15 points, a career high for him in that, career high 4 made threes. But he also had 3 boards, 2 assists, and then 3 monstrous blocks. I mean, he was really strong Saturday making 3 threes. He took a big jump forward.
Sure he
tonight.
did. Yeah, he's growing. He's getting more confidence. It's tough. We've inserted him into a starting lineup in this league. I mean, those guys went 10-0 non-conference. And here you are playing them, and we're battling them in the bottom half of the league. So anybody that doesn't know Crossroads League level and NAI level, but specifically for our league, it's just a high level of play. So I say that because he is starting in crucial games, and he's handling it well. He's a tough young man. I thought the 3 he made in front of our bench was maybe the biggest play of the game there late. I think it might have put us up 9 or 10. It was huge, and we were kind of erratic, and we're very tired, and we don't have a true point guard on the floor. So it's a big play. Proud of him.
What'd you think of your team's ability to handle their press for the whole 40 minutes? Yeah. That's something you don't see, let alone for 5 minutes, let alone from start to finish. And for the majority of it tonight, you guys weathered it exceptionally.
And we weathered it that one rough stretch, which it's hard. We were joking as a staff. If you can identify the dip and why you have a dip at any time in a 40-minute game that has that many possessions, you can write a book and make a lot of money. You know, it's not always one simple answer. When you have a really savvy backcourt crew that can handle the rock and they've got the endurance and all that, yes, and J. Lou was great. Didn't have a turnover against that, and he wore most of that in his 30 minutes, you know, the pressure and getting us into our stuff. So I thought we handled it well. The stretch where they really made a run, we had chances to make shots. We had good looks. We don't make them. I think they would have still cut into the lead, but we didn't make shots. But we weathered that. So we got to 5-minute media timeout. I think it was a 5 or 6 point game, and our talk was, you're going to find out how tough you are right now. And we were pretty tough.
Let's go back to the beginning of the game. Olam comes out of the gates and was just trying to shoot the lights out in here. He obviously missed the majority of the second half, but a tandem of him and Lewis in the backcourt really played well tonight. We'd kind of wondered, we talked at the beginning of the year, could you ever play them together? And obviously, you know, Lewis had been the starting point guard. Olam came in and spelled him, and we wondered if you could play them together. And the last couple of weeks, those guys have played beautifully together.
Those guys they're turning point guys for us. You know, we feel like we're having breakthrough right now. It's coming together as a group. The guys love each other. The bench is great. We're fighting. We're having great practices. But those two guards have spearheaded all of it. And I'm not taking anything away from the rest of the guys because they're all in and they all care. You know, we talk about having guys eyes front, looking ahead, everybody looking at the same thing, and they're growing as a team. And those two little guards, you know, that kind of fighter, little bulldog mentality is I think where our edge is coming from. So we got to get them a lot of fluid and bananas, like you said, and come back and get better and get ready for Saturday.
If anyone ever comes in after men's basketball practice, those two are usually on the opposite hoop from everybody else, and they have a routine of shooting the go-to. It's planned out, scripted out. It's actually quite fun to watch. I mean, there's a purpose to it, and it's really cool.
Yeah, you're selling our program, Rick. They're very purposeful. Those guys are intentional about trying to win and improve and lead, and a lot of it's just by behavior and what you're willing to sacrifice for, and they have really pushed, and I'm very proud of them.
Last two guys we'll talk about, the other two starters that finished in double figures. Caden Furman leads the way tonight with 17, was 4 of 8 from 3. He really had to step up in a big way, particularly when the Jacksons went out there with those lower body injuries. Second big game, he put 30 on the board with ease on Saturday, too.
Made some big shots, and he's doing a good job of shooting through misses. You know, he's a volume guy, and anybody that's paying attention right now, they know this. When he's hot, he's unstoppable. If he goes cold for a stretch, he's doing other things that are helping us win games right now, and it's very mature. I'm proud of him. His leadership has been critical for us, and he's competing and he cares, and I'm proud of him. Proud of obviously what Anton got done. It's a fun group, you know, and Caleb came in off the bench and did some good things defensively and scored 8, had 6 rebounds, bothered some shots, and Grant Niehaus, Wes Hunt both gave us some stuff that mattered, so proud of them.
Last thing you mentioned, Webb, 15 and 15, and oh, by the way, also dished out 5 assists. Not very easy to do from a 6'8" forward spot.
It's not, and he's a concern, and he's got his confidence back right now, and he's a great teammate, and he's a leader. And I thought his offensive rebound dunk kind of sealed the deal.
Yeah.
You know, if they come down and score right there, it's back to 2 possessions, or I think
close.
2 possessions.
Yeah, 5 or something like that.
So
it was close.
Critical, proud of him, and we got to get some rest, Rick. We'll come back and go make a run at Marion on Saturday.
You go to Indianapolis, then you get the #1 team in the land coming in here next Wednesday in Grace. Enjoy the win tonight. Good luck Saturday. We'll talk to you Wednesday.
Thank you.
That's head coach Josh Andrews. We're back to wrap it up next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, Rob Sisson, and Adam Sieglin, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Back one final time inside Odell Arena on the Ivanhoe's post-game show. We take a quick spin at the out-of-town scoreboard. Only one final. That comes across the county as number 1 and still undefeated Grace pounds Indiana Wesleyan 99-71. That's a matchup of two top 10 teams as Grace will be in here inside Odell Arena on Wednesday. Other games in progress. Those two games started at 7 o'clock. Everything else either started at 7:30 or 8. The only other two that we have a score for right now, 5:44 to go second half. Huntington, which currently sits a game back of the team they're playing at home, Bethel. Huntington leads Bethel 74-67. If Huntington wins, that moves them into a tie with the Pilots for third place in the Crossroads League. And then there's the whole jumble of teams tied for the 5th spot. Spring Arbor and Marion play each other tonight. That game going on right now. St. Francis, the other team in that bunch, they're all at 4 and 6. St. Francis is at Goshen. That game's at halftime or right there about. There's no live scoring for that. But they tipped at 8. Down in Indianapolis, where Taylor will be on Saturday, Marion leads Spring Arbor 72-59 with 2:27 left to go there. And Gus Etchison is on one for Marion. He's got 41 points tonight. He had another 50-point game earlier this year, so he's got 41 of Marion's 72. If that score holds, Marion moves to 5 and 6 in the league. Spring Arbor falls to 4 and 7. That would move the Trojans into a tie with Spring Arbor for right now 7th. Obviously, depending on what happens at St. Francis, they play Goshen, who's last. So presumably the worst that Taylor can be right now is in the tie for 7th place, and they would actually be in 7th because they have the tiebreaker with Spring Arbor beating them earlier this year. So with Mount Vernon Nazarene's loss tonight, they fall out of a tie for 8th down to 9th at 3 and 8. So Taylor's at Marion Saturday, another big one there. If the Trojans can win that one, win 3 in a row, we could see them coming back in here Wednesday to take on Grace, when the number 1 team in the country in Grace, and that game might be for 5th or 6th in the Crossroads League. So that puts a bow on it for this one tonight. Taylor wins back-to-back games. They shoot beautifully again at north of 55% in both. They make 14 threes tonight. They made 17 Saturday at St. Francis. Final score tonight, Taylor 85, Mount Vernon Nazarene 74. And that does it for us here on the Ivanhoe's postgame show. Taylor moves to 9 and 12 on the year, 4 and 7 in the Crossroads League. They're now 5 and 5 here at home. Mount Vernon Nazarene falls to 13 and 8, 3 and 8 in league action, and they're now 7 and 4 on the road. Special thanks to our producer, Meredith McFarland, tonight. The camera operator was Nathan Tompkins. Colin Norman was our camera operator for the women's game earlier today, and Bryn Green was our producer for the women's game earlier today as well. The executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is Seth Michael. My name is Rick Johnston, and for all everybody here, we say goodnight from Upland, Indiana, where the Trojans split the season series with Mount Vernon Nazarene, shooting the nets off the rims for the second game in a row, defeating MVNU tonight by a final of 85-74. Until we talk to you again, we say goodnight from Upland, Indiana. This has been a presentation of Taylor Men's Basketball on the Trojan Sports Network, presented by UBS. Good night from Upland.
Proceeding has been a presentation of the Trojan Sports Network.